Welcome to Hollywood.
Bollywood.
Denverwood.
Welcome to Hollywood, Bollywood, Denverwood, where you learn how to start your acting career, no matter where you live. And now, your hosts, Elizabeth and Troy Horn.
Today is
Super Saturday.
when we answer your questions about acting and entertainment.
Ooh, laptopy.
So, yes.
Question number one.
We'll start with a question from Xiomara A. She is in Colorado, in a small town.
I was born in a small town. Sorry.
And, okay, she says, I'm extremely into acting. However, there are no acting classes to be offered where I live. Oh my gosh. I was wondering if you had any recommendations on classes I could maybe take. Denver isn't really that close to where I live. Thank you for taking your time to read this. Hoping to hear back from you. So, Xiomara, thank you for writing us.
Thank you.
And Troy, would you like to field that question?
Well, I would, and here's the deal. So we actually, aside from doing YouTube videos and seeing other people out there giving acting advice, it's kind of tough. So we're going to actually make it less tough.
You are not alone,
Yes.
Xiomara. We've gotten this question from a lot of people over the years, and we've been wanting to do this for a really long time, and we just, we just hadn't done it yet because we were running our school here and having 3 babies and whatnot.
And now that we're doing this and you guys are writing us and we're like, okay, there's actually real need. So all that to say, we're going to start creating online courses for people to study online. And then as a part of our school, you can then come to like events that we host, which we're also going to start talking about.
Where you can meet casting directors, agents, managers, etc.
Yeah.
And so when you take these online classes, I think like part of the piece sometimes missing in online classes is the interaction and the coaching. So we will actually have that. Like you'll get coaching and feedback. Right.
And maybe we should even look into doing like Skype coaching, in the interim while we in between events and stuff like that. Right. So we're going to make a solution. It's like, they say be the change you want to see. And we actually went out and looked, for you and a bunch of people that have been writing to try to find a solution. And we couldn't find one. So we're going to make one.
Yeah. I mean, there are some online acting classes, but, and some of them are really good, but we couldn't really find one that was like a whole program with the coaching and the opportunities and all of that.
Right. Another way that we feel you should study.
That's right.
And we have some, proof that our stuff works. So anyways, short answer after a long answer is we're going to make something happen for you and for the rest of you that have written in and asked the same question. We're going to have an online course. It's going to take us some time to put it together, but we will be that answer for you. So if you're interested, you can again send us information at info@coloradoschoolofacting.com or contact us on the site and we'll put you on the list of people that we're going to notify when that comes out.
Absolutely.
Cool?
Great.
All right. Question number 2.
Okay. This is from Danny R. from Wyoming.
Hi, Wyoming. Can't think of any fun songs.
Thanks for writing us.
But Wyoming's an awesome place.
We went there last summer.
Yeah, we did.
It was fun. Okay. I really want to make it as an actor. Everybody tells me I have to move to LA. When should I move to LA?
Right now. I'm just kidding. Kidding.
So, Danny, there's a lot you can do right now wherever you live in Wyoming to get started.
Right.
See Theatrical Thursday.
Yeah, we did that yesterday. But yes, see that.
Yesterday's episode, we talked about how to find performance opportunities or make performance opportunities wherever you live.
Right.
Do that.
Right.
Basically, you want to move to answer the question at the end of your email. When should I move to LA? You should move to LA when you have to, because you're auditioning so much and you're getting callbacks and you're having to fly out there regularly.
Right.
And when I say when you have to, I mean that's assuming if you're a minor, that's assuming that you have a parent or guardian who's able to go with you.
Right.
And then, so when you have to, or when you've just exhausted all your other local possibilities and you have dozens and dozens of credits on your resume.
Right.
You've done tons of theater, tons of film. Again, it doesn't really matter if there's small productions or big productions or whatever. You're learning, you're making contacts. So move when you have to, because there's just no other way to keep growing your career unless you move.
Right. Or when you feel like you have to internally. I mean, for instance, when I went, and I'm sure when you went to LA, it was like there was something inside that said, I have to go right now. Now, when you go, I'm going to tell you this, please have some money saved up, because it's going to take some time for you to get on your feet and get yourself going. So, go out there with more than I went out there with. So it's not crazy stress. I went out there with like $1,500.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. $1,500. And I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. By that I mean I took action, which is what you're doing right now by watching this. And then I started looking for jobs and things that I could do. And it just so happened that I moved out there in September, which is a great time to move, because there's all this like holiday stuff that you can either work in as an actor or a singer or whatever. And I just happened to move there in September. There were all these seasonal jobs. I was able to land one on my second audition, which was pretty cool. And so I was taken care of through the month of like September through January or whatever. And that allowed me to kind of network and blah, blah, blah. So if you feel like internally you have to too, do that. Maybe go in September when there's all the seasonal work for actors to get into. So there, try that.
Nice. I think everybody thinks whatever they did was like the perfect thing.
Right.
I moved in June, and I thought that was great because it gave me it was a quiet time for the industry. Pilot season's over, episodic season hasn't started, the holiday work hasn't started, and so it gave me a chance to get my life set up before, it gave me I took a whole month to just find an apartment, find a job, get my all my ducks in a row, get my new headshots and get them printed, and print my resumes and put them all on the back. And because I did a mailing of 300 pictures and resumes and cover letters to all the agents in Los Angeles at that time. This is 20 years ago. And it was great for me to have that little cushion of time. And I did get a job right away that would at least keep me afloat. And then I jumped into the acting thing. Don't wait too long though. I didn't wait a month. I was preparing for a month, and then I did my mailing, and I got 30 agent interviews, and started on that journey. In other news, I was going to say I moved out with $5,000, which I thought I could live for months. That's a whole lot more than $1,500. Oh my gosh! I seriously thought, well, hey, I won't have to work for a few months with $5,000. And then I found out that apartments are really expensive in LA, and they want first month, last month, plus security deposit up front. So that's 3 months rent up front. And then I wrecked my car.
Ooh.
And sprained my ankle, so I couldn't wait tables when I first got there. And so, I needed all that money just to get through the first month.
There you go.
Yeah, save some money. And get a job right away that pays you as much money as you can make.
Yes.
Because you're going to be really limited as far as what you can do as an actor if you're not, if you don't have some kind of income. Okay, moving on.
Number 3.
Computer went to sleep.
Okay. But now it's awake.
Number 3 is Aiden G. from Amarillo by Morgan.
She grew up in Amarillo. That's why she's excited about Amarillo.
I grew up in Amarillo, Texas. Okay. Aiden says.
Where did you go to high school? Just in case someone's watching and it's still. Okay, never mind.
What did we just meet? I moved to Colorado in 8th grade.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Where did you go to middle school? Elementary school.
James W. Bonham Middle School.
Bonham in Amarillo, Texas.
Western Plateau Elementary. Western Plateau. Okay.
Yay, yay!
I would have gone to Amarillo High.
Hi.
But I moved. Oh my god. So Aiden says, now this is a really interesting question. He says, I'm a guy and I keep my hair long because of my religious beliefs. All the acting I've done so far has been high school shows, and I've never tried out for anything outside of my school. Can I still be an actor as a guy with long hair? Great question.
That is a great question.
You can. You absolutely can. Here's how this works. The more specific your appearance,
Not Pacific.
not the Pacific Ocean, specific, like the more different you are, if you will, from your like mainstream leading actor,
Right.
the more different you are, the fewer parts there are going to be for you in general. However, the less competition there will also be. So, like, if you happen to look like a leading actor, a young leading man or a young leading lady, or an older leading man, whatever, if you look leading, right? If you look like the main character in most shows, there are going to be lots of parts for you, and there's going to be a lot of competition.
Right.
So the more, so you're a guy with long hair, more guys are going to have shorter cuts, right? And if you have long hair, that's going to put you into a smaller category of people competing for roles, but there are also not going to be as many roles.
Right.
So, absolutely. The thing is, you can be an actor regardless of how you look. No matter what you look like, you can be an actor.
True.
It's just there are certain looks that are going to have more opportunities than others. But keep in mind, you can always create your own show.
There you go. Create your own show. So, there we have it for Super Saturday. I would review the questions, but they're in the computer. That's been closed. So, do you remember what they were?
Yes. Okay. Xiomara
Moved to LA.
wanted to know. Wait, no.
Sorry.
Xiomara
Okay.
wanted to know how can she take acting classes when there are none close enough for her to drive to.
Right.
And so
We're gonna make that happen for you.
making the solution for you. Danny wanted to know when should she move to LA,
Yes.
and the answer is when you have to, or when you just have to.
Have to. And don't go without some dough.
That's true.
Yes.
Okay, and then finally,
We
from
used to-
Amarillo,
Amarillo asked, long hair.
Aiden.
Religion.
Aiden wanted to know,
Yes.
can he be an actor as a guy with long hair? Absolutely. You can be an actor no matter what you look like. There may be not as many parts for you depending on what type of look you have, but there may also not be as much competition, but you can always make your own show.
So there you go. There you guys go. If you have questions and you would like to have us answer them right here on Hollywood,
Bollywood.
Denverwood, send them to info@coloradoschoolofacting.com. That's info@coloradoschoolofacting.com. And we will answer them in the order they are received, actually. We'll answer them as we can. We're trying to get a lot of questions, which is kind of cool.
Sometimes we get the same question like over and over from multiple people.
Right.
So if you asked one of the questions we answered today, know that we appreciate you.
You all appreciate it. You guys know where that is from? No? Okay. If you do, what's up? Yeah. Anyways, so there we go.
We'll see you tomorrow for Social Media Sunday.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Hollywood, Bollywood, Denverwood. Learn more at coloradoschoolofacting.com/Denverwood.